New York. It's fantastic. Actually, dancing with myself. Let me just preempt all this. A few months ago in Los Angeles, me and Steve did a little performance with that tiny drum machine over there. $175, is that? $175. Steve Stevens' guitars cost quite a lot, but apart from that, this is very down low, and it was just a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. It was very intimate. This place that we did it in, the Largo Theatre, about 300 people, so it was very intimate, and it was just seemed like a cool thing, and it was a lot of fun, and it just seemed like a nice thing. Well, why don't we, go around and repeat it a little bit? And at the same time, for me, it's really beautiful for me just to sing to Steve Stevens' guitar because electric or acoustic, he's just unbeatable, he really is. He can do what it take three people to do what he's doing on that guitar. So it's a bit of a challenge for Steve. I just do my usual shit, but for Steve it's a bit of a challenge, but he's really nice enough to do this with me. It's really fantastic. It shows a bit of brotherhood right there, Let's dance with myself. I moved to New York in 1981, March of 1981. Because a lot of the music I love had come from New York, a lot of the great rock and roll had come from here, and let alone all the punk rock groups that just sort of happened in the early 70s through the mid-70s here at CBGB's of the Ramones, the Talking Heads, the Blondie, television, just everybody. And we were in England watching this scene happen and kind of dreaming of our own scene like that. That's what was going on. And so, we did start our own groups in England. We were kind of, a little bit aping what was going on in America because we were super turned on by the Ramones' first album. And, so I was in Generation X by that time with Tony Jones. And we were watching everybody write their songs, the Pistols writing their songs, Glenn Matlock writing with John Lydon, and just Jonesy and Cookie and everything, them writing their songs and watching them plug in their songs, and then, watch the Clash do the same thing, and then we did the same thing. And it just was that one hell of a great time, but then, that period kind of went by quite quickly. And so by 1981, I was kind of like, well, we'd done this Gen X album in England, which had Dancing with Myself on it. And I really loved what we were doing, but I just felt I had to start again. I had to write my own lyrics was a big thing, because Tony James wrote a lot of the lyrics in Generation X, and they're great lyrics, but I knew I had to write my own lyrics. And so partly I came here to sort of start again, but somewhere where I thought I could meet like-minded people. And that's what it was like. At first I was living here and I was just hanging out on the scene because there was a fantastic music scene back then, and in the Mud Club and the Ritz, and there was loads of rock and roll clubs. I remember one night we went to 5 clubs in one night. This was just dance clubs, 5 clubs. There's clubs in people's apartments back then. I think there was this club, the Continental, had started in this guy's apartment. But so it's a lot of fun being in Manhattan back then. I'm sure it's fantastic now. But I was walking around, I was going, I know what Generation X is, because I helped create that. I knew the music, I knew what Gen X was, because we'd just done that in England, but I didn't really know I didn't think I knew what Billy Idol was necessarily. I was kind of, a little bit, I was used to having a songwriting partner, and I didn't have a songwriting partner at that time, because, as I say, I left Tony in England. But one night, I was just kind of hanging out on the scene, like I say, kind of trying to get my bearings and wondering what exactly I'm going to do. And so one night, I went to a club up in the early 80s, West Side. It's called Haraz, this club. It's just a tiny little club. It had like a little dance floor over there, surrounded by these armchairs and sofas and settees, and there's a DJ. No one was dancing on this dance floor. Everybody was around the bar. It was kind of here, an L-shaped bar, and everybody was here. There's nobody on the dance floor. the DJ's playing some music, but nobody's listening really. And they're all drinking, and I can't get a drink. I can't get by with these people. I'm just going, fuck me, how the fuck am I going to get a drink? Jesus. And then suddenly, the DJ put a song on, and everybody suddenly left the bar. Didn't matter what they were drinking, right? They just left their drinks, and they just were lickety split over the tables and chairs and the settees and the couches, and they're onto that little dance floor. Doing that Bruce Springsteen dance, you know, that one he did, and that funny 80s dance they all did, you know, like, they're all doing that like crazy. I thought, fuck me, this is fantastic, because now I can finally go, hey, my brother, I have a screwdriver, thank you. As he was bringing me my drink, I thought, Christ, I wonder what that song was that DJ put on that they went so fucking crazy to. So I had a quick listen. I couldn't fucking believe it. It was Dancing with Myself. I knew in that moment, I knew who Billy Idol was. He was the guy who'd written Dancing with Myself, the guy who wanted to do this type of music, who wanted to move on into the 80s. I knew what I was going to do. I just had to get together with Keith Forsey and figure out some number that could just keep this dance thing going. Well, I met Steve Stevens. With that triumvirate of me, Keith, and Steve, we really had the sort of, I don't know, this was Billy Idol. I knew what Billy Idol was going to be, and Dancing with Myself that was kind of the beginning, really. It was fantastic to find that out. Anyway, of course, we did the first Billy Idol solo album together, me and Steve and Keith Forsey. You know, we had a great time. My wedding was on that, and Hot in the City. But what really galvanised us, what drew us together, was Rebel Yell, the Rebel Yell album.